O Rama ni naam mein mi ruchira, O Rama ni naam mein mi ruchira.
There was a beautiful depiction of Mata Lakshmi within that flight, it seems, Pushpaka Vimana. It had windows and it had beautiful doors. So this is the description of Pushpaka Vimana. Hanuman goes inside the Pushpaka Vimana, tries to find Sita, but he is not able to see. Then he sees a lot of women sleeping in very, very amorous postures after having had a very, very busy liquor-filled night. Kinkini jala sankashasta hema vipulambujaha bhavagraha yashastiraha supta nadyaiva babhuhu. And as he entered apartment after apartment, he entered into the presidential suite of Ravana. But he did not know it was that of Ravana. But later when he saw on the bed somebody sleeping with wide arms, with a broad chest, with the scars that would have been caused because of the tusks of Ravana, Indra's Vajrayudham and Vishnu's Chakram, says Valmiki. Kanchanangada sannadhau dadarsha samahatmanaha vikshiptau rakshasendrasya bhuja vindradhvajopamau airavata vishanagrair pidanakrita vajrollikhita pinamsau Vishnu chakra parikshitau. Looking at this beautiful body that showed scars of valor, he concluded this must be Ravana. Next to Ravana was sleeping a very well decked woman, very good, beautiful to look at. For a moment he thought it must be Sita. Gaurim kanakavarnabham ishtam mantaf pureshwarim kapir mandaudarim tatra shayanam charurupinim. For a moment he thought this lady must be Sita. But at one point in time, looking at Sita sleeping, for a moment he thought, I'll kill Ravana, says Kamban. Then he realized, if I kill Ravana now, it will be against the rules of a warfare and Rama will get upset with me. I will not do this. But knowing that this lady must be Sita, he was excited too. Finally his mission is accomplished. Mission Sita done. How will a monkey celebrate success? That is what Hanuman does. Aspotayamasa chuchumba pucham nananda chikrida jagau jagama stambanaroham nipapata bhumau nidashayam swam prakritim kapinam. He showed the nature of a monkey. What will a monkey do? It will start hitting on its shoulders. It will take its tail and kiss. And as it kisses its tail, it will start going atop the pillar, coming down. Going up, coming down. Stambanaroham nibabada bhumau nidashayam swam prakritim kapinam. Then for a moment he thought, how foolish of me to assume that this lady must be Sita. If Rama Patni Sita is so comfortably sleeping next to Ravana, will Rama have emotions for her? Nanyam naramupasthum suranam apicheshwaram nahi ramas samakaschit vidyate tridasheshvapi. Then he thought Sita could be imprisoned in the kitchen of Ravana. So he goes into the kitchen of Ravana. There he sees large vessels cooked with flesh. Next to it he sees if Sita has been kidnapped and has been hidden. So he says, what all flesh was cooked in Ravana's kitchen? Mriganam mahishanam cha varahanam cha bhagashaha tatranyastani mamsani panabhumau dadarshasah raukmeshu cha vishaleshu bhajaneshvabhyabhakshitan dadarshaka pishardulo mayuran kukkutansthatha. So it looked as if Hanuman had seen all kinds of meat cooked. He had no objection to people consuming meat, but since he had not consumed meat, all the smell, the aroma that came was very new to him, but he couldn't spot Sita. Suddenly he thought, See, all this while I said I've seen women in amorous postures after a liquor party. They were in different postures which a brahmachari like me should not see. Has my brahmacharya vratam been affected? He questions himself. This is very, very important in our life. For every act of ours, if we are able to question, ponder on it, and then come up with the reasonable answers that could help in Atmo Jivanam, it will be so helpful. Hanuman thought, is it right on my part? Then he concludes. Remember, I am Rama Bhakta. I have taken voluntarily the celibacy, the act of brahmacharya. So, my sight, even if it sees women, it will not be affected by it. Kamam drishta maya sarva vishvasta ravana striyah natu me manasa kinchit vaikrityam upapadyate manohi hetu sarvesham indriyanam pravartane shubha shubhasvasthasu tachame suvyavasthitam. So then he said, I will now think what all will happen, because till now I was not able to see Sita. Now if I return back to the place where I had left, who all will die? The moment I say that I went to Lanka, I was not able to see Sita, Rama will die out of shock. Lakshmana will die, Bharata will die, Shatrughna will die, the mothers will die, Sugriva will die, Ruma will die, Tara will die, Angada will die. If everybody dies, even I will commit suicide. Sagarunapajé deshe bahumula phalodake chitim krutva pravekshami samiddhamarani sutam. Then he consoles himself that good fortune will come only if one lives. Only if you live, you can expect for good fortune. What if I commit suicide? That is not possible. Later, he did Sharanagati to Sakshat Sri Mahalakshmi and to the Lord and to Pavanadeva, his father, biological father. Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya Devyai cha tasyai janakatmajayai Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilebhyaha Namostu Chandragni Marudganebhyaha. Hanuman thought, if Ravana had let Rama and Sita live together happily, he would have had such a great fortune. But he didn't do so after having prayed and after having thought so. He spots a garden which that area alone, he doesn't remember to have been explored if Sita was there. So, that Vanam or that Vanika was called Ashoka Vanika. Kalidasa states in Ritu Samharam, Amulato vidrumaragatamram sapallavam pushpachayam dadhanaha kurvantyashoka hridayam sashokam nirikshyamana navayauvananam. Nirikshyamana navayauvananam. The young people will be affected by Ashoka flowers when they are separated. The flower's name is Ashoka. That means that which does not bring sorrow. But it will bring sorrow to a lover couple if they are separated. The moment the Nayika is separated from the Nayaka, when she looks at the flower, she will be affected. So is the case with the Nayaka. So in Ashokavanam, Hanuman wanted to spot Sita. There he ascended the top of a Simshupa tree. And as he was searching left to right, he thought, I am searching at the top of a tree. Does she belong to my Vanara Jati to be sitting on the tree? He looked down. And as he looked down, he was able to spot Sita. Tato drakshyami vaidehim ramadarshana lalasam itaschetascha dukkharta sampatantim yadruchaya. Now, how was the lady whom he had spotted below the shade of the Simshupa tree, atop which he was seated? Valmiki gives a stellar description. Upavasa krisham dinam nishvasantim punah punaha dadarsha shukla pakshadau चन्द्ररेखामिवामलं मन्दः प्रख्यायमानेन रूपेण रुचिरप्रभां पिन्नद्धां धूमजालेन शिखामिव विभावसोः पीतेनैकेन संवीतां क्लिष्टेनोत्तमवाससा सपङ्क्तामिव संकारां विपद्मामिव पद्मिनीं पीडितां दुःखसन्तप्तां परीक्षीणां तपस्विनीं ग्रहेणाङ्गरकेणेव पीडितामिव रोहिणीम् अश्रुपूर्णमुखीं दीनां कृशां मनशनेन च शोकध्यानपरां दीनां नित्यं दुःखपरायणाम्. So here was a lady whose body was smeared with the dust because she had not taken bath for weeks together. This was a lady who had become very malnourished because of not consuming nutritious food or any food in the last few weeks. Here was a lady whose eyes were swollen because she had kept on sobbing, crying. What she could have thought, Hanuman thought. Ekastha nunam rameva anupashyati. She was looking at one direction which she presumed would be the direction where Rama is seated. Ekastha nunam. She didn't look left, right, top, bottom. She was just looking there, assuming that even if I look at the direction where Rama is seated, that will give me solace. Hanuman thinks for some time with the identification marks given to him by Rama and concludes this must be Sita. Tarkayamasa Siteti karanairupapadibhihi hriyamana tadatena rakshasa kamarupina, says Valmiki. He continues further that Sri Rama was tormented because of Sita being abducted for 4 reasons. Stri pranashteti karunyat, because a lady has been tortured and she has been kidnapped. That caused a great agony to him. Ashrutetya nrishamsyataha. That lady being a dependent on him. When Janaka gave his daughter, Iyam Sita Mamasuta Sahadharma Charitava Pratitya Chainam Bhadram Te Panim Granihishva Panina. Hold her as your possession, take very good care of her, Rama said Janaka, but he was not able to take good care. She was kidnapped. So he was tormented because of that as well. Ashritetyan shamsyataha. Patni nashteti shokena. Being a lady, at the same time being a dependent, over and above that, Patni nashteti shokena. It was his beloved wife who was kidnapped. That caused a bigger loss to him. And finally Valmiki says, Priyediti madanena cha. It was his beloved. So she was the wife because of which he was worried. Next he says she was the beloved, which means being a beloved husband or beloved wife are 2 different things. So you could be the wife of someone yet not be that person's beloved. You could be the husband of someone yet you could not be beloved. You could be a beloved to the man or the woman but still not be the wife or the husband. But here it was a unique combination. To Sita, Rama was the husband. To Rama, Sita was the wife, but both of them were beloved to each other. They loved each other. Priyeti madanena cha, because of his love for Sita, she being the wife, she being the dependent, she being a woman. For all these reasons, Rama was tormented because of that grief, because she was the one who was kidnapped by Ravana. Hanuman has been chosen for a variety of reasons. Of course, he is a favorite across all ages. He is one way the hero of Ramayanam. Though he comes in the latter half, he is still very strong. The visionaries, the board members, the committee members and the volunteers, the Kainkariya Paras of the upcoming Hanuman Temple in the US. Of course, I am very thankful to my good friend Sri Ranganathan from Giri Trading for facilitating this, so that their intent was to take the essence of Sundara Kandam to as many devotees as possible and to also spread the word of the upcoming Hanuman Temple in the US. I also thank the organizers for arranging this Upanyasam, and if I have committed any mistakes in this due course, kindly forgive me. My intent was only to bring the essence of Srimad Ramayanam and the greatness of Hanuman in Sundara Kandam. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.